to another episode of Inside Eastern Utah. I am your host, Scotty Draper, and I am here today with Stephanie and Joel. They're from Bottega and Accelerant, respectively, and they are going to talk a bit about their companies, what they do, and what they can bring to Castle Country. So we're going to kind of start from the beginning and give everyone a little bit of background about what Bottega and Accelerant are. Let's start with you, Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, we are happy to have you, and you are with Bottega. Can you tell us a bit about what Bottega is?
Yeah, so Bottega is a school, first and foremost. We teach software development, and we are accredited regionally and through national accreditation.
Fantastic. With Bottega, you guys started many years ago, and you have just been growing exponentially since then. Can you kind of walk us through that history a bit?
Sure. So we started off at Dev Camp, and Dev Camp was a platform that was pre-existing. So Bottega bought that platform and then became Bottega when they merged together in 2016.
Fantastic.
So hasn't been that long as Bottega, but it's been a really fun project to do. I mean, we've grown so much. We've been able to work with Code to Success and create a program for high school students to learn to code. So we provide the curriculum for that, and then we also help provide the teachers and the mentors to teach the high school students to code. So that's pretty amazing because it's completely free to them.
Yes, and I think the mentoring is special. It's not just sitting down at a computer and kind of hashing it out on your own. You guys are really guiding these students through this process.
Right, there's someone right there to help you when you need help.
Fantastic. And what is your role at Bottega?
My role is Director of Placement. I like to refer to it as Director of Stuff.
A director of stuff.
Chief, huh?
Director of lots of stuff. Fantastic. What does that entail then?
So we're a pretty lean company. So that entails I'm over placement. So working with other businesses to take our graduates. I work with our students one-on-one on interviewing practices, resume, and LinkedIn expectations. Just that way they know how to be found.
Fantastic.
The hardest part of getting into tech is just being found in the first place. So that's...
And you talk about working with businesses. This is where Joel comes in a bit. Joel, you are with Accelerant. Give us a little bit of background on Accelerant for those that don't know.
Accelerant's been around for about 3.5 years, but the team has been together about 14 years on different projects and things like that. In the simplest terms, we work with communities and pair them with companies.
Okay.
So we find a company that has a good fit within a community, and then we have the employment work together.
Fantastic.
Which is great.
And tell me a bit about what this partnership between Bottega and Accelerant entails.
One thing that's been missing is the ability to fast-track skills, and specifically in cybersecurity, specifically in data analysts. The ability to take a Python and React course, someone within 12 weeks that has basic mathematics skills and good logic could be in a position that within 6 months, there's an 82% chance that they're going to have a really good paying job.
Great. And how long has this partnership been going along?
We've been working on it for about a year and a half. This is the actual first run of what we're doing with this cohort. But we've been working on different ways of being able to kind of twist a cup, because it's a little bit of a different model, having a private company involved, working with a school, in this case, Utah State University, and a remote location. So you've got some interesting dynamics, but we know that there's demand for the skills that are going to be created by the school. Now it's a matter of finding the right people here to be able to take that on.
Great, and we're going to dive into that even more later. But Stephanie, I think maybe you could give us some examples of some people that have been involved with Bottega, some success stories, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
There are plenty of them.
There's so many of them, and all of them make me so happy. One of my favorite ones, though, was he was a student. He came out and he was struggling. It was right after I started with the company, and he'd been looking and looking and looking, and he came into our president's office in tears saying, I have to take a warehouse job because I can't find anything in software. So we tweaked a few things on his resume and his LinkedIn, worked on some interviewing prep, and it was the next week he was hired on. So he
Fantastic.
He went from $14,000 a year to $48,000 a year.
Wow.
And that's life-changing.
Yes.
When you are able to make that jump, it's life-changing. And it's so rewarding to see them excited and happy and on a path to grow.
And like we said before with the mentoring, it is just, that is very unique. You know, a lot of the time you go and you get the education and then, okay, you're off into the world. Good luck. Hope you find something.
Lifetime mentoring. I mean, you're tied into that network forever.
Exactly. And you're like you said, is life-changing. Just those few extra skills that you help through at the end can really change someone's life and direction. So for Bottega, I mean, it is very, very popular on the Wasatch Front is where you guys have been growing. And walk us through a bit what people can expect. Is everything online? Is it in person? Is it a mixture of both?
Josh, all of the above.
So it's a mixture of both. So first we start with the digital literacy course, and that's our prerequisite for our 12-week full stack track. So the digital literacy course will walk them through HTML, CSS, some JavaScript, and that's really to see if they have, first of all, the grit to make it through it, and to make sure that it's something that they want to do, that
they're
interests.
But with that literacy course, I mean, digital literacy course, you have the full mentoring that's there. I mean,
Oh, you do.
and it's what, 18 hours out of the day? I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty substantial when you
Yeah.
can get in.
Yeah.
Now, the vampires, they might not be.
They might not like it as much if they can't talk to someone at 2 a.m. But and I think that is also unique. I mean, a lot of times people think, oh, I want to go into this as a career. I'm going to go get a 4-year degree. I mean, you've already kind of committed once you start onto that track.
Yeah.
But that's you give them a taste of it. This is kind of what you can expect. Let's see if you're interested. Let's see if you have what it takes. That's great.
So once they finish that course, then we have a 12-week track that goes through several subjects. It's very intensive. It's over 600 hours of coding, which is more than you get with a full computer science degree.
Yes.
We're not against degrees. In fact, I encourage people to get degrees.
This is kind of a fast track to a degree in a lot of ways.
This is a fast track. So we are ACE accredited, which means most schools will take our course and give credit for it, or all our courses. So
a good way to put it then is that you could go through this course, do your 600 hours, get the accreditation, and you could be getting a job and making money upwards of 48,000 or whatever.
With the stackable credits and then finishing up the degree.
And then you could still be going to school while you're making money.
And there's absolute precedent for that.
Right. And then you come out with your 4-year degree with 3 years of experience in coding, and now you're not an entry-level employee, you're a mid-level software developer with skills, and you're now being headhunted.
Exactly,
for other
because
companies.
you're just building up that resume as you're going to school. You're paying off your loans. I mean, it's really, really a great package to do it that way.
And the more that we build out a base here, as an example, you'll be able to have the team dynamics of teams working together in a remote structure. It's not always easy to be a lone eagle, but if you can be working with a group in a small environment, it's pretty amazing what you can do.
Fantastic. And after the 12-week course, they get a certificate of completion. And is there anything to build up upon that? Obviously, you guys still mentor afterward to help people get into positions.
Her magic can get in the
right, just call Stephanie. She'll take care of you.
No, but she's working on it before, because I mean she's tracking what's going on all along to know where there's going to be a good fit.
Right.
And it's going to be very fun to see what happens here.
It's a lot of fun. So our hope for people here in Price with our first rural project is we want to keep people in the community. So they can go through Bottega and they can start working as a developer, whether it's remote or with a company here in Price, and then continue through with USU Eastern and finish their degree.
Do you think it'd be a good time to reinforce that they really need to jump on this digital literacy? I mean,
Absolutely.
they need to sign up by the
Yes.
9th, because the 10th through the 30th, they've got to get it done.
Yeah.
If you want an opportunity to do this, you got to jump on it now, and there's a couple of ways that we'll be able to direct you to be able to sign up for
Exactly. And we are going to dive into that more in just a couple minutes, so stay tuned. We'll let you know how you can get involved
it
because
now.
yes, because it is coming up soon and it is going to be a great thing for those here in Castle
absolutely.
Country. And there is a word floating around, it is free, which is super interesting,
Yeah.
as well as scholarships for the full course. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a few more minutes to talk more about it.